are Biafran, nothing more, nothing less. You are welcome to land of rising sun. There is a land that is full of natural resources. Britain divided us during colonization. No, no. We are generous and industrious. Naturally, we are educationally, we are loaded. Mentally, we can check around the world. Mbano gakelele, mama and papa can go see the French because gakelele, anywhere you from, around the world. Mbano gakelele, come and see who we are because gakelele, ndemboa, jeno gakelele. You are welcome, mama, welcome to Biafra. It's over no evil. Everybody see you are welcome. Obodo Chukwu kwere anyị na nkwa ka ndị lofuru webariwa Chukwu okike gọziri anyị gọzikwa anyị n'akara aka ife obodo ejere bụ ọganiru anyị bara ụwa garị Chukwu okike bịa maka anyị jeje n'afọ ya ka eji ebute ike mmanụ bịa kele nụ mama and papa bịa fụ n'ife ji bili biko bịa kele nụ anywhere you from around the world mmanụ bịa kele nụ come and see who we are. Welcome to Biafra. Everybody sing you are welcome. We believe in quality education. We can be partners if you're ready for innovation. Makanina, Igafuna, talented to be better.
of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining from. I appreciate everybody who have connected to this very program today. Any place you are connecting from, I appreciate you. If you are joining from Biafra land, you are connecting from Asia, you are connecting from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, whichever part of the world you are connecting this program from, I appreciate you and I thank you so much for being there. And as you join, please try to like and share on your platform. Share the broadcast on your own platform. Any WhatsApp group you belong, make sure you share. Share and click like. Click like on the video and you share. That is the duty you have to do as you're joining me here. That is the role you have to play as part of the media. When you come here, you are part of the media and you are doing a great work. Your being here is not by mistake. Your being here is because you have love for Biafra. It's because you want to do something for Biafra. That is why you are here. That is why you are paying attention to what we are saying. Because you have the love and you're willing to work for Biafra. So please kindly share the broadcast. Share it on your platform. Share it any place you belong and click like. It is very important for you to share because that is how we can overcome the attack that is coming to us. On daily basis, as we are broadcasting and sending information out, the social media is trying as much as possible to curtail our statement, to make sure they shut us down, to limit the number of people that view us. But the only way we can overcome them is by sharing and liking. When you like and you share, you help us to overcome the attack that is coming from the media. And we have no choice than to be sharing our information, to be sharing our broadcast. You will help us to trigger the algorithm to send notification to other people to join us. So please kindly like and share. If you are coming for the first time, make sure you click the notification bell. If you are coming for the first time, make sure you subscribe so that you can be able to get notification whenever the notification comes on. I appreciate everybody that have connected, those who have joined now and those who are going to join later. Thank you so much for joining. Any place you are connecting from, Pia, somebody Pia, thank you so much for joining. Nkenjika, thank you so much for joining. Nkenjika. Hey, Diana, thank you so much, Diana, for being there. I appreciate you so much for being there all the time. Jimmy, thank you so much for being there. Jamie, IP, thank you for being there. Every other person that is on the comment section that I didn't mention your name, whoever you are recognized and you have a special greeting from me. I thank you for your being able to join us on this evening broadcast, joining us to make sure that the information get across to Biafrans. I appreciate you and I thank you very much as you have joined. And I say, may Chukwu Okukabiam continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, give you a reason to continue to fight until the last minute. We will never give up. We will not give up. We have intensified the fight on the Biafra. The restoration of Biafra and the liberation of Biafra have taken a top gear. It has taken a top gear. And in that top gear, we have become much more radical than we can ever be. We have to take a radical step. That is how our spokesman described it, that we need to take a radical step. Our broadcast today and going forward has to be on a radical way. Our actions, our doings, whatever we do, we have to apply radical method for us to liberate ourselves from the zoo. It is no longer time to begin to beg. It is no longer time to begin to cry. It is no longer time to begin to complain. At the time that we are in, every one of us have to start doing something. Joy, Patrick, thank you so much for joining. Joy, I appreciate you. Every one of us have something to do. And you must start doing something now. Any place you are watching from, ask yourself, what am I going to do to make sure that our dream of Biafra in few days' time, in less than 80 days, that is going to be a reality? What are you going to do to be able to tap into that blessing? That is the question you need to be asking yourself. And I tell you, as Biafra is coming with speed, every well-meaning person, anybody that understands what Biafra is all about, will be running fast as they can to be able to key in and tap in for that blessing. The coming of Biafra is something that is going to be unimaginable by human. That is why I tell you, stop asking questions, how is it going to happen? Stop limiting Chukwu Okukabiama. Our Supreme Damazin Nandekano said that Biafra will be the last miracle on the planet Earth. And Mazin Nandekano went ahead to say that the way Biafra will come, it will come in such a way that no man will take the glory. When you look at it, you say it is only God. That when Biafra will come in such a way that when you look at it, you will only say it is only God and not man that can be able to make it happen. That is the stage we are today. That is why those of us who are hardcore Biafrans, you and I that are here today on the comment section, watching and listening, let me tell you, our strength and our faith is much more stronger than it has been before. The Biafra we are asking for and we are crying for is coming closer, drawing closer, faster than we can ever imagine. And I tell you, Biafra is a reality. And I still say again that those of them who are looking at Biafra as a metaphor, we are not part of us. It is only a Fulani Janjaweed that will be looking at the Biafra as a metaphor. It is only those who are not Biafrans, who try to confuse us, who try to deceive us. They are the ones that will use the language and begin to look at Biafra as a metaphor. If you are a Biafran, if you are from the old southeastern region, the present south and the southeast with the lower Benue, if you are from the region where your grandmother tied 2 pieces of wrapper and you are still seeing Biafra as a metaphor, sorry. Your name is sorry. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter how enlightened you are. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter how connected you are. It doesn't matter your tribe, your religion. If you are seeing Biafra as a metaphor and you are from the Biafra land, sorry. Your name is sorry. And when the zoo will happen to you, pray that you'll be alive to tell the story. because the zoo is going to have to do it. It is those of you who are looking at Biafra as metaphor. You are the ones that are standing in gap, standing to hinder us from pursuing a country that have existed and continue to exist in our heart. A country that have been existed for 3 years, recognized by countries of the world. Recognized by countries, mainly in Africa, recognized. It exists, it has its own money, has its own map. It has its own location, it has its own president and its own vice president. It has everything you can talk of. It has its own law court and constitution. A country that have existed and continue to exist in our hearts. A country that is under occupation by the Zoological Republic, Nigeria. That is the country we want to restore back. That is the country we want to restore back. And in restoration of Biafra, it is going to take a radical step. Just like Mazi Simon Ekpa have always said, that yes, you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was an extraordinary addition to Nigeria. If we want to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, we have to also follow the same step to do extraordinary things. And that extraordinary things is what we are doing today. That extraordinary thing is what we are doing today. Any place you are and you believe in Biafra, you believe in your freedom, and you genuinely want freedom, it is high time you wake up. This is not the time to begin to look at your left and right and who is doing it right and who is not doing it right. This is not the time to begin to complain. This is not the time to build your blackmail. This is not the time for attack. This is the time for you to start doing something. If you feel that your brother is not doing it right, start your own now. Start doing it now. Start your own. If you know that thing you will do to put everything right, start doing it. Your brother is not your enemy. Your brother is not your enemy. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not your enemy. Mazi Simon Ekpa is pursuing his own assignment given to him by Chukwu Okike Abiama through our spokesperson Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is pursuing his own agenda endlessly to make sure that freedom comes to Biafra land. You that is busy castigating him, you that is busy abusing him, you that is busy calling him name, you that is busy looking when he does picture and when he does do, you that is busy castigating your own brother, what are you doing to make sure that Biafra is restored? Let's assume that your brother is not doing it right. Your brother is not getting it. On your own, within your own self, what are you doing to bring Biafra and what is your time frame? You see the difference? This question that I've asked, it is only Mazi Simon Ekpa that have answered this question completely. It's only him that answered this question because he has shown us that he is pursuing Biafra and he's going to bring Biafra and the Biafra is going to come in 2013. That Biafra is going to come and he is given a mandate and he's bringing strategies on how to make sure that is being actualized. But you that you are busy castigating him, you that is busy calling him names, you that is busy writing petition, you that is busy saying one useless word or the other, what is your own plan to restore the sanity of your people? What is your own plan to restore dignity in your land? What is your own plan to restore security in your own land? What is your own plan to grant your own people freedom? Obviously, you have no plan. You have no plan. But if you don't have no plan, we don't have a problem with you. If you have no plan, no problem. What we are asking you to step aside. Step aside. Go to sleep and pretend as if you don't know us. Go to sleep and pretend that we are not existing. Go to sleep and allow us fight for this Biafra and get it. When we get the Biafra, let me tell you, Biafra land is going to contain every one of us. It is going to contain every Biafrans and contain our in-laws. It will contain us and contain our in-laws. So if you feel you are not capable, if you feel you are not blessed, you don't have that strength to fight this battle, step aside and let those who are blessed, let those who have been chosen, go ahead and fight this battle and get the freedom. Do not stand in the way of Biafra. Do not be a stumbling block. Do not stand in the way. Do not stand on the fence. Don't sit on the fence. It's either you are in or you're out. You can't be in and out at the same time. It's either you are in or out. It's either you are fighting for Biafra or you're not fighting for Biafra. Don't tell me that you love Biafra the same way I love it. Don't tell me that we have to go to election after. If it doesn't work, we'll come back to Biafra. Don't tell me that we should try Peter Obi. If you are a Biafran, you must have to know that you need freedom and you deserve your freedom. And you are a free person, not a slave. And if you know that, you will not be talking about any other thing except your freedom. You can't be talking, you can't be pushing any other agenda except your freedom. Some of them give you excuse. They say this is Christmas period. They say this is Christmas period. They are preparing how to celebrate Christmas. The Christmas that you have been celebrating, some of them are 50 years old, more than 50 years old, and today they are still talking about celebrating Christmas. Christmas that has been celebrated more than 50 times. So many of you have celebrated Christmas 30, 40, 50 times, 60 times, 70 times, and yet nothing came out of it. And today, when we have found a means to restore sanity to ourselves, to restore sanity to our land, you are still telling us to give you a chance for Christmas. Are you okay? Are you for real? Of course, you are not for real. Of course, you don't know what to do. Of course, the Fulani Janjaweed mentality is speaking inside you. That is why our spokesman, Master Samuel, said that right of decision has been taken away from you. We in the diaspora, we take decision for you. We are going to bring Biafra for you from the diaspora. We are going to bring Biafra, and we will Abakaleke every one of you into Biafra. It doesn't matter whether you want it or not. It doesn't matter whether you agree or not. It doesn't matter whether you want to be part of it or not. We are going to Abakaleke you into Biafra. When you get into Biafra, if you don't want to be in it, you can be free to go to another place and acquire their passport. After all, there are people who are citizens all over the world. After we have gotten Biafra, if you are not okay in Biafra land, you can go to the Janjaweed, obtain their passport, and be their citizen. It is possible. You can be citizen of any country you want, any place you want. You can be. But as for Biafra, we want to have a nation where we are going to run onto. Our eternal leader described Biafra as a place where the oppressed people run into and they are saved. We are oppressed. We are not just oppressed, we are being killed. Genocide is committed against us. They want to exterminate us. We have no representation anywhere. Nobody can fight for us. Nobody will speak for us. We have cried. We have shouted. We have shed tears. We have shed blood. Yet, nobody seems to be listening. They pretend not to hear us. We have written several kinds of letters. There's no amount of letter you cannot see written by Biafran people to the United Nations. They have written to Amnesty International. They have written to the government of the world. Mazen Nandekan went by himself with his own foot, United Nations, to make sure everything is being done. Gave them written evidence, physical evidence, and video evidence. And yet, they kept silent. They don't want to do anything. Every single thing that has happened in the Israeli Republic up to now, the massacre and the killing of innocent people in Biafra land, the destruction of lives and property in Biafra land, nobody is reporting it. They are seeing it. Nobody is reporting it, and nobody is saying anything about it. And you want us to be silent? You want to be silent? We have cried enough. We have complained enough. We have shouted enough. We are in a time where we have to take laws into our hand to go and take our freedom. So many people fought with their freedom. They didn't beg for it. So many people got their freedom, not by begging, not by not by kneeling, not by just sharing tears. Got their freedom by fighting. That is why you see here that people fought for their freedom. Each country you see today that are living where they fought for their freedom. United Kingdom fought for their freedom. United States fought for their freedom. France fought for their freedom. Name it. Germany fought for their freedom. Any country that Russia fought a lot of wars for their freedom. Any place you can think of. China itself fought for their freedom. There is no country in the planet Earth that did not engage in a fight. They engaged in a fight before they began to wipe away, separate the sheep from the tare from the wheat. After the separation, then the country began to function. That is how it works. You cannot have any shortcut for you to get a better life on the planet Earth. You don't have any shortcut. There is no shortcut you can follow for you to have a better life. There is no shortcut you can get for you to have a nation. You must pass that through. You must pass through that very stage where you can be purified, where you can be sanctified, where you can be squeezed and pressed on, where you will be educated and made strong for you to focus and pursue the agenda of the world. Before gold can come out and become the gold that it is, before gold could come out and become precious the way it is, it passed through fire. It passed through fire, a very heavy and tough fire. It passed through a heavy fire before it will be melted and molded to a beautiful shapes that you will see, and you begin to rush them and you begin to celebrate them. We are passing through our own time, and we are going to go through that very procedure. You cannot escape it. You cannot run away from it. You will pass through fire before ever you can now become sanctified, cleansed, purified, that people will begin now to come along and begin to cry and praise with you. It doesn't matter the blackmail you hear. It doesn't matter the propaganda they put. Don't mind them. We are getting into Biafra land. Whatever challenges we are facing today is bound to be. Whatever obstacle we are seeing today is bound to be. But I tell you, the Egyptian you see today, you shall see it no more. The Egyptian you see today, you shall see it no more. It doesn't matter how strong they feel they are. It doesn't matter the kind of weapon of warfare they have. It doesn't matter how many people they kill. We are going to stand firm and victory will be ours. Victory will be ours. We are not just doing it because we want to do it. We are not just pursuing it because we want to pursue it. We are not pursuing our freedom because of our selfish interest, because of greed. We are pursuing our freedom because it is our right to be free. We are free-born, not slave. Whatever we have in our land is given to us by Chukwu Okabiyama. Chukwu Okabiyama have given us freedom. Freedom. No man is going to take away that freedom from us. We will not allow any man to manipulate us and take that freedom from us. That is why today people are rising up. That is why today the autopiloted IPOB under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa and the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are rising up, speaking up and telling the world that the time has come. We are going to take our freedom by force. We are going to take it by force. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and the only violent one take it by force. This time around, our independence, our freedom suffered violence, and we are going to take it by force. It doesn't matter the propaganda, the blackmail, the killing. They will not stop us. Instead, they will propel us to work more. Whatever distraction you are bringing, it is going to work for our own good. Every distraction you bring will propel us to work hard more, to move front more, to get what we want. What do we want? We do not want the life of anybody. We do not want the life of anybody. We do not want anybody's property. We don't want anybody's land. What we want is our own freedom in our own land, our own secured land. We do not want to give it back to anyone. We don't want to give it out to anybody. This is our land given to us by Chukwu Okabiyama, and we will protect it with the last drop of our blood. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. Excuse me. It doesn't matter the attack you see. It doesn't matter the propaganda you see them pushing. They will never stop us. Never, ever. The struggle has gotten into a radical state. And if you're watching me from Biafra land, remember what our spokesperson, the Mazi Simon Ekpa, said. Remember, in Biafra land, what we are expecting is referendum and nothing more. We are expecting referendum, and the land of Biafra has to be filled with the poster of referendum and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We do not want to see any poster of election anywhere in Biafra land. No poster of election must fly. And this is a responsibility for everybody in Biafra land. Whenever you see it, you take it down. We know how difficult it is. We know the danger you are facing. We know the obstacle. But you have to apply common sense when you are doing it. When you have the time to do it, do it. When there's no chance, you leave it. You can use it the next day. It is a continuous protest, a continuous process to make sure that the whole of Biafra land is ridden of those their useless political banners. In Biafra land, we want to feed Biafra land with the banner of referendum, banner of free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the stage we are. That is the stage we are. Any other thing that anybody is showcasing anywhere is not for us. Whatever you are showcasing is not for the Biafran people, and we will never buy it. We will not. Whatever propaganda, blackmail you bring, try to cage the Biafran people, you can't succeed. You will never succeed. We have come a long way fighting for today. We have come a long way chasing today. We have come a long way making today a reality. And there is no amount of thing you can do to stop what is happening to continue to happen. We are the children of Chukwu Okabiyama. Chukwu Okabiyama gave us mandate through our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we keyed into that mandate. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the enemy, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu handed over to Mazi Simon Ekpa the staff of office. And since that staff of office was given to Mazi Simon Ekpa, he has been doing marvelously well. He has been doing exceedingly well. It doesn't matter, hate him, like him. You don't choose a leader because you love him. You don't choose a leader because you hate him. You don't choose a leader because he's your benefactor. You don't choose a leader because he's smart. You choose a leader because he can be able to offer something. Choose a leader because of his qualification. That's the way you choose a leader. You don't choose a leader because either you like him or you don't like him. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Liking a leader, loving a leader doesn't have anything to do with leadership. When you're choosing a leader, you must have to look at the character of the leader, see how capable they are. The capability of the leader is what matters. Today, even though you hate Master Samanekwa, even though you don't want to see him, you can agree with the Master Samanekwa is capable. His quality is exceedingly well. He has exceptional quality in understanding, in perseverance, in listening. Name it. Just a replica of Mazen Nandekam. This is a man who has his people at heart. He will never hear of any atrocity in Biafra and he will be silent. He will never hear of any horror in Biafra and he'll be waiting for somebody to come and speak for him. No. He will voice out. He will tell the world what is going on. Those are the kind of leaders that people should pray to have. And luckily for us, we have a leader of such. It doesn't matter the blackmail or propaganda you see. We are going home. It has come to a time we practice a radical way. In that radicality, you must have to apply your common sense also. But you see, Biafra land, it must be littered with the flyer of referendum. Flyer of referendum. No matter what they do, no matter how they try to stop us, they will never ever succeed. Chukwu Okekabiam will continue to disgrace them. Chukwu Okekabiam will continue to shame them. Chukwu Okekabiam will continue to make them irrelevant. It doesn't matter how they do. It doesn't matter what they say. What is written is written. It's already written by Chukwu Okekabiam that Biafra is going to come in 2023. And in that 2023, you can't stop it. No matter how you try, you cannot stop it. It must come. Biafra must come in 2023. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you accept it, whether you don't accept it, it is going to come. It's not my mandate. It's mandate of Chukwu Okekabiam. What we are doing today is just to promote the mandate of Chukwu Okekabiam. That is what I'm promoting. I'm not promoting the mandate of man. The mandate of Chukwu Okekabiam. That is what we are promoting. And we will continue to promote it. You're welcome, Mary. Thank you for joining. It is so sad the way people have turned their sold their soul to the enemy. Many people have sold their soul to the enemy. But remember, Mazen Nanakani knew that so many will betray him. He knew that so many people will betray him. And he prayed for those he will pray for. Those who can key in. And those stubborn ones still fell victim. They still fall victim to sell their leader. But I tell you, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekam will always be remembered. Our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekam will always, always, always be remembered. In the next 100 years to come, he will be remembered. What about you that is watching me? How will you be remembered? How are you going to be remembered? Will you be remembered as a hypocrite? Or remembered as an informant? Or remembered as somebody who have killed his own people? Ask yourself, how will you be remembered as a Biafran when the call comes? Today, you see how we are remembering some of those criminals. When the old video of Ohanes Ndibu chairman came out, and you see the trash was talking. You see the trash was talking. See somebody, an elder, coming out to say that he will be a saboteur to the Biafran people. Came out in the open and said that he will be a saboteur to the Biafran people. That was why Mazen Nandekano told us and explained. You know, sometimes when Mazen Nandekano says certain things, people will think that he's just saying it or he's just making it up. Mazen Nandekano is not making it up. When he told you that the father to that idiot is a saboteur, they were the people who sabotaged during this civil war. The former Ohanes Ndibu chairman. Not Obiozo. What is that the name of that clown? I've forgotten his name. Forgotten the name of that clown. These are the people who fought against their own people. His own father was a saboteur. And today he come to the open and say that he will sabotage Biafra. Saying it on video that he will sabotage Biafra. That is how evil these people are. This is how evil they are. And you think you can get away with it. You can't get away with it. You cannot do that and you get away. For every crime you commit against Biafra people, you will pay to the last. We are going to make sure you pay. For everything you stole from Biafra people, we're going to make sure you pay. Biafra is a place where the oppressed people run into and they are saved. And Biafra is going to come. It doesn't matter whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you accept it, whether you don't accept it. That doesn't count now. Right now, that doesn't count. For the people who still have common sense in them, what they do now is to look for a means to put themselves more into the Biafra and have a taproot. That is what you should be thinking about. How to make yourself have a taproot so that you pushed aside, or you not be tossed aside for no reason. You look at them, you see some of them then doing one thing or the other. But I tell you, they can never distract us. They can never, ever, ever, ever distract us. We must continue. We must continue. Regardless all the attack they are bringing, regardless all their propaganda, regardless all their killing and intimidations, Biafrans are still waxing stronger, standing firm, looking on to Chukwu Okike Abiyama for the best in time to come. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama will never leave us alone. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will always be there for us to direct us. But what about us? Are we going to open our eyes and ears to listen? Are we going to listen to the word of Chukwu Okike Abiyama? Because sometimes it comes in a very tiny voice. It comes in a very tiny voice. Only for those who can pay attention can be able to hear it. Only those who are relaxed and composed can be able to hear it. It doesn't come loud. But if you hear the word of Chukwu Okike Abiyama and you pursue it and follow it, you will never regret in the rest of your life. You will never. No matter what you see, no matter the propaganda, no matter the attack, you will never, ever, ever run away from your responsibility. Today, as we are taking the drastic action to restore Biafra, you have to key in. The only question you need to ask yourself, what am I going to do to make sure that the coming of Biafra in 2022 becomes a reality in less than 80 days? Just keep on praying and ask Chukwu Okike Abiyama, reveal to you what is that I need to do to support the coming of Biafra. Every one of us has something we can do. You have something you can do. I have something I can do. Every other person have one thing or that can do. And that's the you don't leave all those responsibilities for one person. No, you do not. There has to be division of labor. Everybody must have to play a role. Everybody will play a role. There has to be division of labor. And when there is such division of labor, you find out that things are working out absolutely well. You will have no reason to worry. You will have no reason to be troubled. You will have no reason for you to get worried. All you have to be focused is on your freedom. Be focused. Don't lose focus. Be focused. And pay attention to your inner voice, which is the voice of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. As long as you are starting on the road path, you don't have no reason to be afraid. Mazen Nandi can have prayed for us and continue to pray for us 5 good times every day, 7 times every day. And today we are with Mazen Samuel, and Mazen Samuel is doing the needful. Conducting everything he had to conduct, reaching out to people, calling people to come on board. And I tell you, his reward is by Chukwu Okike Abiyama. There's no amount of charm or Jew you can do against man somebody can hold. You're wasting your time. The earlier you begin to repent, the better for you. He has made that call that every idiot that is fighting against him should come out, confess, and repent. If you don't repent, if you don't confess, well, Chukwu Okike Abiyama will judge you. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will judge you. And when it is time for us to send you to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we will. We will not hesitate to send you to Chukwu Okike Abiyama for him to judge you. We will not hesitate. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everyone that is watching, wherever you are watching from. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. We are facing a very difficult situation. A very, very difficult situation. That's why it is very painful that our elites are now joining the caliphate to intimidate us. Our elites are now joining the caliphate in fighting against us. Who did this to us? Our elites, those who claim to be your representatives, those who claim to be this and that, today they are selling us out. They are giving us out to the enemy to take over. But it doesn't matter how they try to. Chukwu Okike will always disgrace them. Chukwu Okike will always disgrace them. Today, Master Simon Emperor is going to come online to continue on this position on the zoo. Be there and get first-hand information. As for the zoo has ended. All you are going to get today is just the history of how it ended. Very soon, you'll be reading the history of how this zoological protocol was handled by very few people. By people they never took serious. By people they called name. People they called name. But I tell you, we must not relent in our effort. Biafra will definitely come. No matter what anybody is doing, no matter their propaganda and blackmail, Biafra will definitely come. And when the time comes, no man born of a woman can stop it. It doesn't matter how connected you think you are. You cannot stop it. You can't. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every Biafran all over the world. You are not on your own. You cannot do everything by yourself. Chukwu Okike will fight your battle for you, just like he's fighting for us today. Go and check them. Every one of them that stood against the autopilot, against Master Simon Emperor. Where are they today? How are they faring? How are they faring? Some of them out of shame, they can't even come back anymore. But I tell you, remove your shame. Remove your shame, apologize and cleanse yourself. The living dog is better than the dead lion. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Do not go and kill yourself out of shame. Don't kill yourself out of shame. You must not. Join the radical movement of Biafra. Join the radical movement. That radical movement of Biafra, join it. We have to preach Biafra now in more diverse way than we have ever done. Preach it in any way you are. If you're in the bus, if you're in the taxi, any place you meet on the road, tell him about Biafra. Tell him about Biafra because we are about to go. And in Biafra land, every man, every woman have to be very careful, be security conscious and pay attention to the environment. If you see something, you say something. Don't allow anybody to bully you. Don't allow anybody to threaten you. Do not allow anybody anywhere to threaten you. Because it is your right. Always remember that you have a right to make decisions. And whatever decision you make, you have to be responsible for your decision. Just like as we are responsible for our decision today. Everything that happens in the course of Biafra, we are responsible. Take responsibility. It is our job. In autopilot. Whatever happens in autopilot today, hold off responsible. It is our collective effort, our collective plan. That will lead us into Biafra. It will lead us into Biafra. Don't get distracted. Don't allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Do not allow anybody to blackmail you or cajole you or push you into something that you didn't bargain for. I bet you, the coming of Biafra, it will come like a hurricane. It will come like a hurricane, and there is no man on the planet Earth that will stop it. I laugh at those who are trying to stop the coming of Biafra. If you feel you are not man enough to face it, you are not strong and not man enough to face it, we are not going to force you. All you got to do is to take the back seat. Take the back seat, or likely go and sleep. When we get Biafra, we can invite you. Biafra is not a child's play. It is not a child's play. It is something you have to devote your time and your life into. If you're not genuine and you're talking about Biafra, it's just for a little while, you'll be fetched out. You'll be fished out. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you that is watching, wherever you're watching from. I appreciate everybody who are connected to the broadcast. I made it easy so that we can come back and listen to our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa. You come back and listen to him by 9 p.m. He's going to be online by 9 p.m. On that 9 p.m., every one of us has to key in. Let's key in, support him, and also get the information and share. As you have joined this platform, if you have not shared, please kindly share. Share and share and share. Some other people that are busy that couldn't be able to join us will join later, and then we also receive the information. We must have to take a radical measure to free ourselves from the zoo, and that time is now. So wherever you are, apply your radicality in Referendum of Biafra. Collective madness of the whole force will bring Biafra, and it will happen in 2023. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or don't believe it. This is a reality. A reality is going to happen. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect all the Biafrans. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the Middle Belters. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Guide and protect Mazi Simon Ekpa. Guide and protect Umuada and the media warrior. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide all the freedom fighters all over the world. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama see us through. We must continue until Biafra comes. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against all the others. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect us and secure us. Any war that they are waging against the autopilot, against our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, will never stand. We shall overcome them, and victory shall be ours, no matter where they are coming from. If they come from east, west, north, or south, we shall overcome them, and we will win. Victory is ours. Victory is ours. Pay attention to your environment. This is a time that we have to be security conscious. If you hear something, you say something. If you see any flyer that has with the election in your own place, take it out. This has to be a collective job. If you see any flyer in your own area, as it stands today, take it down. We are going to replace every one of them with the referendum flyer and freedom flyer. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. I appreciate you for being patient with me up to this very moment. I thank you for your contributions. We are going to see again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Thank you so much and stay blessed. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. Thank you and stay safe.